Madison Square Park with Mike Scala, who's going to be performing a song called Lead Me, followed up by a great interview from Angelica. So stay tuned, guys.
That's it.
Is it that I just think that you're in this for my own reasons? Well, why would I ever leave your side? Well, maybe it's just cause you're never satisfied. And I'm trying to let you know that I'm in this. Well, doesn't it show until the end? So get it together, 'cause I'm not gonna stay around forever. So leave me with nothing left. So well, now more than ever. So let's just hold on tight now. Don't make this moment last forever. Yeah, forever and ever. Is it that I just think that you're in this for your own reasons? Well, why would I ever leave your side? Well, maybe it's just cause you're never satisfied now. So leave me to where I should go when you leave me with nothing left. So need me, well, now more than ever. So let's just hold on tight now. Don't make this moment last forever. You say you need me right now. Say you need me. Well, and I said it all the time. You said that we was out. I got your name engraved across my heart. Now I'm sitting here on my knees thinking, how did it come to this? And I'm living life is just like the wind now, from place to place, and you struggle within. What is it that you say in me? And now will you always believe in me? So lead me to where I should go when you leave me with nothing left. Well, now more than ever. So let's just hold on tight now. Don't make this moment last forever. Yeah. Well, never, ever, yeah, forever, yeah. You said that we would talk. I got your name engraved across my heart. Now I'm sitting here on my knees thinking, how did it come to this? And I'm living life here just like the wind now, from place to place, and the struggle within. What is it that you see in me? And now will you always believe in me?
Yeah. Woo! Mike, that was great. We really enjoyed that, right? Everybody enjoyed that? Can you introduce these guys?
Sure. These are some of my closest friends and bandmates. Right here we've got Dan Vosk on guitar right here.
Hello.
And Mr. Marcus Miller on the sax and keys.
You guys killed it. Right, guys? They were great?
Yeah, they were great. Of course.
Hi, I'm Bev.
Nadia. So what did you think of Mike?
I thought he was really good. We're actually musicians too, and we just like love hearing really good performers, and they have so much good energy, and we just like resonated with that. So it was like just super fun.
See musicians like outside spreading love and music. We just are all about it.
Hi everybody, it's Angelica here with Indie News at Noon. I'm here with Mike Scala and his band. So they just played a song here. The song was called Lead Me. And what album is that off of, Mike?
That was off our last album, Heart on a String.
Okay,
Yeah.
Heart on a String.
Single.
Make sure you guys pick that up. Where do you guys get your musical influences from?
Well, I think it's interesting. We all come from very different musical backgrounds, so I think the blend of it all together just kind of melds everything. I actually come from a hip-hop and heavy, like hard rock background, actually. I grew up listening to like a lot of, Dr. Dre, grew up listening to like a lot of Hendrix though, Nirvana, Alice in Chains, so I'm a little bit Megadeth, a little bit all over the place, kind of completely different than what we sound like, but, and I guess the guys can speak a little bit more on where they come from.
For me, I kind of grew up on, the first thing I ever really learned was a Led Zeppelin tune, so it was Zeppelin, Jeff Beck, and then on my own time I got into like soul and then later on into jazz and stuff. But initially it was all blues and rock, so B.B. King and all those guys, so hence the guitar. Yeah.
Right. I would say for me a lot of Engelbert Humperdinck, Charles Ives, Scott Johnson, Brian Eno, maybe a little bit of Mozart, that kind of thing, and a couple of years ago I found a saxophone and just decided to start playing it.
So a lot of different musicians and artists in there. It's like you threw them all into a blender and came out with something really unique. And as you guys saw, the crowd seemed to enjoy it, really digged you guys. So I'm looking forward to hearing more about your stuff. What about your songwriting process, though? Do you guys write music together also, or just you, Mike?
We do, yeah.
You all do it together?
Now, yeah, for sure.
Okay, so what is the process for you guys? How does that happen?
I think recently when all three of us have gotten together, we kind of just go and get in a room and it's kind of a blank page, and we don't really go in there with an idea unless one of us thought of something beforehand, like a couple days before, and we record a little snippet. But for the last few songs that we wrote together, it was just completely blank page, and we just sat in the room, and then by the end of the night we had a pretty solid idea of what we wanted to do, So we recently really started to click in the writing process between the three of us. So.
Obviously, one mind in the pot as opposed to three, of us, all kind of writing together. It's just we all bring different things to the table, and I think it's definitely helped our songwriting process and brought things to another level. Because for the first two albums that I released when I was solo, before these guys came along, it was just me writing on my own, and then the last album, Heart on a String, Dan and I co-wrote about half of that album, and then now the new release that we're working on now, we're definitely doing more of all three of us, and we've been coming up with some stuff that we're really excited about.
I did some research on you guys, and one thing that struck out to me is your music has a sort of social awareness aspect to it, right? Can you talk a little bit about that? Also, Mike, I know you have a charity, right?
Yeah.
A nonprofit.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about that, because I'm really interested, and I'm sure our viewers and our readers are interested about that as well.
Sure. Well, I think for us, we all want to make an impact on music and the world, individually and collectively together. So, there's a lot of issues in the world that everyone faces, and I think music is a great avenue to express that and because look, in the end of the day, music brings everyone together. You know what I mean? No matter where you're from or what language you speak or what you're into, good music is good music, and people will vibe on that, and people will get together for that. And I think the social awareness part of it is it brings people together on a number of different issues. Look, a lot of artists do that. We're not the only ones for sure, but I think it gives purpose to what we're doing. And as far as the foundation goes, I started the foundation back in 2009 after returning from the tour.
And what's it called?
It's just the Mike Scala Foundation for Youth. So after returning from tour from Australia, we were working with a band called John Butler Trio over there, releasing the second album. So really want to make an impact working with kids, and kids are definitely something that's really important to me and youth in this society. I know music saved my life, and I think it does the same for many others.
What advice would you give to other bands and indie artists, especially because we are Indie News at Noon? What advice would you give them who are struggling to get their name out there, who want to succeed, who want to do big things like you guys have done? What advice would you give?
Don't plan on sleeping. Don't sleep no more. Sleep no more. I don't know. I mean, I only sleep about 4 hours a night, ish, and the rest of the time I'm on the phones and practicing writing, just on the hustle 24/7. I mean, there's not a second that goes by where I'm not working on something or we're not, setting up a tour or a gig or anything. And we're completely independent right now. We've had no representation, no management, no agent, no anything, and 2 world tours in 150 cities across the world. So no sleep.
It really boils down to just being super dedicated, because people get into it months in, years in, and then it's so stressful trying to put your name out there and trying to gain attention that it's easy to fall off.
Make sure that this is what you love to do. But when I say that, I don't mean loving like it's really fun, I like doing it, and music makes me feel good. It's like love is more about the suffering, the uncertainty, the blood, sweat, and tears, the disappointment, the acceptance that things may never actually go your way, and you're going to do it anyway. And you have to have people that are with you, in addition to that dedication to fight through it with. It's definitely not easy, but if this is what you have to do, then it's what you have to do. You got to do what you got to do.
Well, thank you guys. That was some really great advice. Thank you for being here with us on this brisk New York City day. We're all shivering here, but we love music, and that's why we're here. Thank you guys. Make sure you guys follow Mike Scala Band on Facebook, Twitter, Reverb, all those social media sites. I'll have them all listed for you. Pick up Heart on a String as well as the other CDs that Mike has put out. And thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for some more great information on indie bands.
Come over late and you'd sneak me in through your window. We'd stay up late, tell each other secrets, well, that no one